Hi, welcome to my channel and this week's yoga class. Today we're going to do a warrior based Hatha flow today. So we're going to start in a standing position. We're going to breathe in, take the arms up. As you breathe out, take the right hand on the left wrist and just tip over to the right side, pressing that left foot into the ground. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. On your next in-breath, stretch tall. As you breathe out, left wrist hand on right wrist, tipping over to the left this time, pushing that right foot into the ground. 2 deep breaths. Next in-breath, stretch tall. As you breathe out, we're going to take it into a twist. So left hand comes forward, right hand goes back, looking towards the right. 2 deep breaths. Next in-breath, stretch tall. Twist back to the front. As you breathe out, twisting to the left. So left hand is now behind, right hand is forwards. 2 deep breaths here. Next in-breath, stretch tall. And as you breathe out, you're just going to fold all the way forwards for your forward fold. Just going to wherever is comfortable, allowing the hands to hang towards the ground or touching the floor if you can. Tucking the head towards the knees. 2 deep breaths. On your next in-breath, you're going to roll very slowly up. Head and shoulders are the last thing to come up. Exhale, leaning it back, opening the chest, twisting the arms out, and release to the front. Good. We're going to step to the head of the mat, and we're going to start with Warrior 1. So for Warrior 1, you're going to keep the left foot forward, take the right foot back, about 1 foot away. So it's a nice comfortable stride. You want the foot out at a 45-degree angle and about hip width apart. You're going to keep the hips forwards, bend that front knee, relax the shoulders, but lifting the arms and stretching the fingers tall to the ceiling. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. If you want to, you can tip it back slightly, opening the chest. And then we're going to bring the arms down, keeping the legs where they are. We take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, pushing away, opening up that chest. On your next out breath, you're going to tip it forwards, hinging at the hips, coming down across that front left leg, keeping the back nice and flat. Humble warrior. You can release the head, but take 2 deep breaths here. On your next in-breath, stand it back tall. As you breathe out, release the hands and stepping forwards. We'll do the same on the other side. So again, coming into that Warrior 1 pose, stepping a foot back, the left foot back, foot at a 45-degree angle, bending that front knee, hips facing forwards. You're then going to breathe in, bring the arms up, shoulders down. 2 deep breaths out in our Warrior 1 pose. Good. On your next out breath, bring the hands down. We're going to take the arms behind, interlace the fingers, push the hands and arms away. We're then going to hinge at the hip, coming across that front leg for our humble warrior on the other side. 2 deep breaths. You can release the head. On your next in-breath, standing it tall. As you breathe out, release the hands, stepping it forwards. We're going to go to Warrior 2 now, so we're going to take a big step back with that right leg, making sure that this time the foot matches the short end of the mat. You also want to make sure that you're pushing through the outside of the foot, pushing that pinky toe into the mat. We're going to bend that front knee. We're going to bring the arms up so that they're shoulder height, and then we're going to look across that middle finger. We're going to take 2 deep breaths here. On your next in-breath, we're going to straighten that front leg, reaching tall, and as we breathe out, we're going to bring it down to our Warrior 2. Breathe in, stretch it tall. Breathe out, Warrior 2. One more time. Breathe in, stretch it tall. Breathe out, Warrior 2. Good. We're going to bring that front elbow to the left knee, and then we're going to stretch over the top with that right arm. So we've got the palms facing towards each other, really stretching from fingers to toes. 2 deep breaths. Looking from underneath that arm towards the sky. On our next in-breath, open back to Warrior 2. Just check your posture where you are, making sure you're still pushing through that pinky toe. That front knee is still bent, but the knee is over the ankle and the arms are strong. You can pull the shoulder blades together to keep it strong, keep them in place. On your next out breath, we're going to drop the back hand onto the back leg. Front hand comes up and back. So you're in a bit of a back bend and stretching the whole front and side body. 2 deep breaths. Next in breath, bring it back to Warrior 2. Good. We're going to straighten that front leg, drop the arms. You're going to rotate the foot in and the other foot out slightly. We're going to take a forward fold, so you're going to breathe in, stretch tall, and as you breathe out, hinging at the hips, folding all the way down, wide leg, forward fold, coming to wherever is comfortable for you, releasing the head, relaxing into it. 2 deep breaths. On your next in-breath, you're going to come up halfway, bring the hands to the hips. As you breathe out, stand it all the way up. Good. We're going to do the same for the Warrior 2 on the other side. So we're now going to turn that right foot out, making sure that that left foot is now in line with the short edge of the mat. Pushing through the outside of that foot, pushing the pinky toe down, bending that front knee, keeping the knee over the ankle. Once you're in position, we're going to bring the arms up, shoulder height, looking over that front middle finger. Again, you can squeeze the shoulder blades, keeping those arms strong. Just double check what's happening with the legs, that you're pushing through that back pinky toe, that the front knee is bent. 2 deep breaths here. On your next in-breath, we're going to straighten that front leg and stretch tall. As you breathe out, we'll come back to Warrior 2. Breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out, Warrior 2. One more time. Breathe in, stretch tall. breathe out, warrior two. We're then going to take the front right elbow to the right knee, and that other arm comes up over the top, really stretching, palms facing each other. So that right palm is up, left palm is down. Stretch all the way from the fingers of the toes. 2 deep breaths. On your next in breath, bring it back to warrior two. Just double checking that knee is still deeply bent. On your next out breath, you're going to drop that back arm. Front arm comes up over the top. So again, you're stretching the other side now. Looking towards the sky. Keep that front knee bent. 2 deep breaths. On your next in breath, bring it back to warrior two. Good. Again, bringing those shoulder blades back, checking that front knee, pushing through that back pinky toe. Take one more deep breath here. And then we're just going to step the whole thing forwards to the top of the mat. Good. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths in our Tadasana, just allowing everything to reset a little bit. And then finally we're going to take warrior three. Now as warrior three, if you need to, you can have a block or two in place to bring the hand down to, or hands down to. We're going to keep it nice and simple. So on your next in-breath, you're going to take the right foot out, keep it flexed. You're going to hinge at that left hip, and if you need to, come down to your block, flex that back foot. If you've got the balance, we're going to take our warrior three and 2 deep breaths. And this really works on pushing through that left foot, holding that core tight. On your next out breath, bring the foot back and bring it back to standing. We'll do the same on the other side. Breathe in, tip it forwards. So you're hinging at that hip, left leg is coming up. Again, if you need to, you can come down to that block, flex that back foot. If you've got the balance, bring the hands down. You're looking towards the floor, find something to focus on. 2 deep breaths. Again, back leg staying strong, flexed, core tight. Next out breath, bringing it back up. Good. 2 more deep breaths in our Tadasana. Really think about pulling those kneecaps up, holding that core tight. We're going to do, just move that block out the way, we'll do a half sun salutation just to come down to the mat. Keep it nice and slow. Breathe in, arms come up. As you breathe out, we'll go down to the toes. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat and gently step it back to plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, knees, chin, chest. Breathing in for cobra. As you breathe out, tuck the toes under, up and back, down dog. We're going to take 2 deep breaths in our down dog. And then on your next out breath, you're going to bring the knees down to the mat. We're going to take a wide child's pose, so taking the knees as wide as the mat, feet together. We're going to come down into a supported child's pose for our Savasana. So if you want to or need to, you could bring a block with something on it so it's nice and soft for your head to rest on. or if you're more comfortable, you can just bring a pillow or blanket, just rest the forehead on that. We're going to stay here relaxed in this child's pose for as long as you need to. Just melting into this pose. If the hips feel a bit tight, you can always move it side to side slightly. Just rocking gently. Coming back to stillness when you're ready. Really slowing the breathing down. Allowing the body to feel heavy and melt into the mat. You can either stay here, or if you feel comfortable to, or just walk up and bring yourself to a seated position. If you need to, you can place a block underneath the sitting bones just to level out the hips. You could take a full Savasana here, or if you want to finish off, bring your hands to prayer at heart center, close the eyes, and we'll take 3 final grounding deep breaths to lock in our practice. We're going to drop the hands in the lap, the chin to the chest, open the eyes, and we're all done. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this class. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Namaste.